Today I will read a story about the life of a tree. As I read, I want you to think about the sequence of events. Many selections tell about things in the order in which they happen. This order is called the sequence of events. Think about what happens first, next, and last as you listen to the story. You can use a flow chart to keep track of the sequence of events. Hello, boys and girls. Today's story is a part of a life cycle. What is a life cycle? Well, a seed is planted. A small plant sprouts up. It grows bigger. Then beans grow on the plant. Inside the beans are more seeds which can be planted. This is the life cycle of a bean plant. An egg hatches into a tiny caterpillar. The caterpillar grows and makes a cocoon. Inside its cocoon, it changes. Then out comes a butterfly. This is the life cycle of a butterfly. Every living thing has a life cycle. You will read about the life cycle of an apple tree in A Tree is a Plant. A Tree is a Plant by Clyde Robert Bullough. Clyde Robert Bullough lived on a farm and went to a one-room school. He loved to read and write, but he also had to do chores. When he was 10 years old, Clyde entered an essay contest and won a prize. When he grew up, he wrote many books for children. And this story is illustrated by Stacy Shute. As a child, Stacy Shute loved to ride her horse, Snorky, and be able to observe nature. She puts a lot of what she remembers in her drawings and paintings. As I read, boys and girls, I want you to think, what happens to a tree as it grows? And remember, we're going to think of the order of events, the sequence of events, what happened first, next, and last in the life cycle of a tree. A Tree is a Plant is an informational text. An informational text gives you information and facts in the words. There will be pictures that show details about the real world. A tree is a plant. A tree is a plant. A tree is the biggest plant that grows. Most kinds of trees grow from seeds, the way most small plants do. There are many kinds of trees. Here are a few of them. How many do you know? This is a maple tree, a conifer tree, persimmon tree, palm trees, lemon trees, and a willow tree. The tree grows in the country. It might grow in your yard too. Do you know what kind it is? This is an apple tree. This apple tree came from a seed. The seed was small. It grew inside an apple. Have you ever seen an apple seed? Ask an adult to help you cut an apple in two. The seeds are in the center. They look like this. Most apple trees came from seeds that are planted. Sometimes an apple tree grows from a seed that falls to the ground. The wind blows leaves over the seed. The wind blows soil over the seed. Soil is another name for dirt. All winter the seed lies under the leaves and the soil. All winter the seed lies under the ice and snow and is pushed into the ground. Spring comes. Rain falls. The sun comes out and warms the earth. The seed begins to grow. So what did the seed need before it began to grow? If we look at the words here, we know that spring came, and with spring came the rain and the sun. So the seed needed rain and warm sun before it could begin to grow. At first, the young plant does not look like a tree. The tree is very small. It is only a stem with 2 leaves. It has no apples on it. A tree must grow up before it has apples on it. Each year, the tree grows. It grows tall. In 7 years, it is so tall that you can stand under its branches. In the spring, there are blossoms on the tree. Spring is apple blossom time. And a lot of times, boys and girls, the apple blossoms are white or pink. After many years, what happens to the little plant? If we go back and look, it says that after 7 years, you can stand under the apple tree. So after many years, the tree grows so tall that you can stand under it. The blossoms last only a few days. Then they fall to the ground. Now there are green leaves on the tree. Among the leaves there are small apples. The apples are where the blossoms were before. The apples are green and are almost too small for you to see. The apples grow slowly. They grow all during the spring and the summer. In the fall, they are large and ripe. They are ready to eat. We can see the apples and the leaves on the branches. We can see the branches growing out of the trunk. We can see the trunk growing out of the ground. We can see the bark of the tree. The bark covers the branches and the trunk like a coat. But there is a part of the tree that we cannot see. Do you know what part of the tree we cannot see? What part of the tree is underground? And down here, why do you think the author says the bark is like a coat? Why do you think the bark of the tree is like a coat? I think it's like a coat because it covers and protects the tree just like a coat covers and protects you. We cannot see the roots. Roots are the part of the tree that are underground. They are under the ground. Some of the roots are large. Some of them are as small as hairs. The roots grow like branches under the ground. A tree could not live without roots. Roots hold the trunk in the ground. Roots keep the tree from falling when the wind blows. Roots keep the rain from washing the tree out of the ground. Roots do something more. They take water from the ground. They carry the water into the trunk of the tree. The trunk carries the water to the branches. The branches carry the water to the leaves. Hundreds and hundreds of leaves grow on the branches. The leaves make food from water and air. They make food when the sun shines. The food goes into the branches. It goes into the trunk and roots. It goes to every part of the tree. Fall comes and winter is near. The work of the leaves is over. The leaves turn yellow and brown. The leaves die and fall to the ground. Now the tree is bare. All winter it looks dead. But the tree is not dead. Under its coat of bark, the tree is alive. I always think of the tree as just kind of sleeping or resting in the wintertime. Spring comes again. Rains fall. You can see the little green buds growing on the tree over here. The sun warms the earth. The tree blossoms and new leaves grow. As long as it lives, the apple tree grows. As long as it lives, the apple tree blossoms in the spring and apples grow on it. When do you like apple trees best? In spring, when they are covered with blossoms? In summer, when they are covered with leaves? In winter, when they are bare? Or in fall, when they are covered with apples?